All right, another edition of Players Only, Doobie. We got Andrew Cogliano. You played with him.
Former teammate on a couple different teams. Yeah.
What, World Juniors, you guys are together, right?
World Juniors, Edmonton.
Yeah,
all the way, a couple teams.
All the way back. So, yeah, that was our first time as teammates was 2006 World Juniors, and Cogs certainly played a whole lot more minutes than me. Because I played 0, but I was on the bench.
Who was the tendy?
Cheering him on, Justin Pogge. But Cogs was a huge part of our gold medal there. I don't know. Did you score in the gold medal game? I remember you had a big one in the
I think
semis.
I had one of the semis.
I remember the semis one. It was in Tuukka Rask.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that was awesome. That was a great tournament, actually. Vancouver, right?
Yeah,
so it was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, especially for us kids, 19,000 people, and I guess it was called GM Place back then. But so on this show, we kind of like to get to know you a little bit more for the people we don't talk just straight hockey. And going back to that World Juniors, your wife now, I was one of our teammates as well, Dan Bertram, his sister is now your wife, and I think it kind of started then. Maybe it was earlier, but tell us about that, because it's a really, really cool story. And you and Bert's are good buddies, and obviously you got 3 girls now. So tell us about that, because it's a really, really cool story.
Yeah, you know what? Just I don't know. I guess it worked out, and we kind of met after that when I was in college, and she was in college. But Dan's sister, Dan, was drafted by Chicago in the second round and played pro a little bit, and now he's working in Calgary as an investment banker. And Allie's sister is my wife, and we got 3 girls, and doing well. And we've been together a long time, so it's been great.
Hey, Cogs, I've heard unbelievable things about you as far as one of the guys in the room that everybody loves. So this is my first time speaking with you, but I love the fact you got no teeth in right now, man. That's amazing. Like, you're always going around town, no teeth? Like, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I don't. The flipper just doesn't do it for me. That's just not. It's just not good enough. So, it's just, it is what it is. And when I'm done, I'll get them put in place and go from there.
How many teeth have you lost? Those are your front teeth there, right? Like, so that on the same play or separate plays? What was it?
That was one play. I think I remember it was Brandon Bolig in Chicago. We were off a face-off, and actually the puck. I remember our centerman won the puck clean right to our defenseman, and he must misread the play, but he kind of went to pick my stick up and just ended up taking my 2 front teeth out. Yeah,
the old stick lift right in your mouth.
Yeah, just a stick lift, but there was no puck around. So
I think I think there's more to this story though, because you got to tell this one. This is crazy. And I only know a little bit of it. This is a crazy story with the tooth in your lip.
Yeah. Long story short, it was I was playing in Carolina, got high stuck. Kind of went back in the room, and did your normal stitches thing and stuff like that. And then as the year went on, I just kept having, like, just in the front of my lip, like my upper lip, I just had like this hard kind of feeling for the entire year, like probably at least halfway through the year. And we had a really tough team back then. We had guys like Stortini, McIntyre. Just like a really tough team. And I remember all the tough guys were like, Cogs, it's just scar tissue. Just rub it out. Just keep rubbing it out and try to get the scar tissue out. So I remember just sitting there like month after month, just rubbing my lip, trying to break the scar tissue down. And long story short, they actually did a procedure during the year that they tried to, they thought it was like a cyst, so they kind of cut me open to kind of take the cyst out. And it wasn't a cyst. So imagine getting your lip cut open with no freezing. And it was one of the most obviously ridiculous experiences. And then they had to sew me back up. And I guess long story short, at the end of the year, I ended up getting plastic surgery. And the doctor came out and handed me, a big piece of my tooth that was stuck in my lip for the entire year.
It was this tooth.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. So it was like the whole year I was like, I don't know, this just doesn't feel right, guys. But
no, it's good, man. It's good. Welcome to the club. And just rub this, get some vitamin E. Rub it on it. It'll be all good.
Just
No, that
massage it
first-
out. Just massage that tooth
that
out.
first hit, it was just I guess it was just lodged in there for the entire year. They just didn't know it was there.
Oh
So,
man, that's
yeah.
unbelievable.
It was a tough year. Tough year.
Yeah, well, yeah, there wasn't a lot of winning going on that season either, I don't
No.
think. So,
No.
another thing we got in common, both traded from San Jose to Colorado, and bottom of the barrel to the top of the barrel. So,
Yeah,
how's it
yeah.
been there? Obviously, I know from my short time there, phenomenal group of guys. But tell us about life in Colorado and what's it like in that dressing room every day.
Yeah, it's it's second to none. I think I was in San Jose, and it was we were having great bunch of guys there, great people, great organization in terms of how they handled my situation. And there was a situation where I could be moved, and Colorado was a team that kind of wanted to bring me in, and it's been all world for me. Obviously won a Stanley Cup last year, and just a great team, great organization here. The people, they just do it right, and the guys we have on our team. You're one of the best teams in the league, the last couple of years and even this year. And, to play for me is enjoyable. Older guy, I'm a veteran guy, been around a long time. And to play on a good team like I am is, it's fun.
You mentioned a little bit earlier McIntyre, and you played with him. And maybe even just if there's some other player that when you first came into the league that you were playing with. But it was funny because, McIntyre was scary, dude. Like, he was one of those guys. He's one of those guys. Like when I'm playing against him, I'm just like, can we just keep this game close?
Yeah.
Like low one, just have a nice hockey game here, right?
6'7", 270,
And
biggest hands you've
I
ever
saw
seen in your
I
life.
saw him. I think he was on the Cam and Strick podcast earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And he said they told a story, and Cam Jansen was telling the story, but he was out there for a face-off. And I think it was Jansen, I don't remember, another tough guy that was in St. Louis was on the ice. And here comes McIntyre to line up at the circle. He just lines up and he goes, "Daddy's home. Who wants to go to sleep?"
Yeah.
And the boys are like, "Oh, no." Like, how scary was he? He was a great human, though. I've heard incredible stories about him as a man.
Yeah, he was just so big. Like you could tell like his strength was, and he actually, like, for skating, like he skated well. So I remember playing, I know it's on YouTube, like he chased down, I think it was Dustin Boyd Doobie. We played with him, and he was on our World Junior team. And there was a clip, I think, he chased him down. He played for Calgary, and he skated as fast as he could from, the red line to make a hit on him below the goal line. And I remember Brandon Pruss then came and fought him. But, I remember watching him skate as fast as he could, chasing a guy down for an icing. And he was just terrifying, like I just think that back then, like, I don't know, there was not only one or two of those guys, there was 3 or 4 sometimes on your team.
Didn't he? He was into like rodeo and like wrestling. He was like wrestling steer and stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was
But he used to also. I remember he used to hunt. He used to hunt in the morning. He'd go hunting, and then I remember coming and seeing the tarp with, animals in the back of his truck before
he had a deer in the
practice.
back of his truck.
You know,
practice
you know,
one time.
you know who did that? Well, I was a rookie in New Jersey, and I was early in the morning going into practice. Walking in, there's a pickup truck sitting there, and I'm tall enough to like see in the back of the pickup truck. It's Scotty Stevens' pickup truck, and I'm walking. And all of a sudden, I look, and there's a dead deer carcass just laying there. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, he just went out in the morning. You go in his stall, all of his camos hung up. That's how McIntyre was.
That's how he was. Yeah, I remember one time I came in, there was a blue tarp on his truck, and he told us he was hunting, and I was like, I don't know, like, it's just like, what time were you going at? Like we're at the rink at 9 a.m. 8 a.m. So a great guy. He was probably the toughest guy I played with, I would think. But actually, I would say pound for pound, I played with that Jim Vandermeer. He was
Jimmy
probably
beat
a
me
little
up.
smaller, but he was tough.
Jimmy beat
He was
me up
really
a
tough.
few times.
Jimmy was scary because Jimmy would smile while he's doing it.
He's the one.
He'd be fighting like a huge guy, and he'd be laughing the whole time.
I fought him a few times. I didn't know how to fight. I wasn't good fighting lefties, and I fought him, and he beat me every time. And then I was like, I got to learn what I'm doing here with lefties. And so he moved my nose a couple times, and I got better at fighting lefties then.
So going back, one cool stat here, if people don't know, 3 straight overtime winners in your rookie season. What do you remember about that?
Yeah, that was, weird. I don't know where that came from. And I think the weird part of that was back then was 4-on-4. So, like there wasn't that much room. I just think that it was a scenario where the best part was in the fourth game, we were playing in Colorado, and I remember Robert Nielsen had the puck behind the net, and I was like standing like directly in the slot, and I remember him making a move behind the net and passing it on front to me. I remember like the goalie completely looking the other way. And I remember one time in the puck, and actually I skied it so high I put it in the netting. So that was actually probably my best chance out of all of the opportunities that I scored, and it would have been 4 in a row.
It would have been 4 in a row, which
Wow.
would have been a record.
I remember vividly being like, that was my best chance. The other ones, like a couple crappy shots that went in. The one in St. Louis, the last one was kind of bouncing around. I scored with maybe like 0.5 seconds. So it was lucky, but it was awesome. It was cool. It was
so I would love to hear what Bobby Nielsen said to you after you skied the one that
yeah,
you passed.
I remember vividly. I remember it was one of those plays where like I pretended like the puck wasn't anywhere, but it was in the netting, So.
Just start hammering the goalie away for the rebound so nobody knows. All right, man, we got this segment here. We'll show you some pictures. It's called What Were You Thinking? And we'll just fire up some pictures and you tell us what you were thinking.
Let me get you there, man.
First
Where are
one.
you guys? Oh, I got you. Yep.
You remember this?
Yeah. I remember going out. I remember the guys pulling back, and I'm thinking something's wrong. And then all of a sudden, we're like, all right, I'll get out there for a second.
1,000 games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like you tried to get back in there too.
Yeah, 1,000 games Toronto was a nice touch. It was a nice, pretty
from
cool
Toronto,
my
right?
hometown. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You get
awesome.
just
Yeah,
the
my daughter.
one little girl with you there, or is there?
That's my first one, Lottie, and my dog Charlie, and Allie, and Jim Mill. Yep.
Awesome.
That was cool. It was fun. 1,000 games is something special. So that stick was heavier than I thought.
Yeah, they are heavy.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
Let's see what we got here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a big goal. Sturmy shot it off me basically. So it was one of those where it hit off me, but I knew it went in. And at that point, no matter how a goal went in those games, it didn't matter. It was the best feeling you could imagine. So I still watch these highlights. These highlights for me are something special to watch and bring back, obviously amazing memories. Nas big goal. That goal just no one knew it went on. No one even knew it went in on the bench.
Yeah, was that overtime? That was overtime, right?
That was overtime. Yeah.
But boy, hey,
that
was Nas there, right? And that was his.
Yeah.
That was with his injury. And I remember we were covering that game, and Mike Johnson and I are watching them in warmups, and I'm like, we're watching them just like. We're like, he can't shoot the puck. He can't.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out, with our job, we're trying to figure out like whatever. I'm like, dude, this isn't a great sign. And that's a shot right there. Like crazy. It just shows how powerful it is to play in the Stanley Cup, no matter what pain or whatever you're in. Like the fact that he could pull that move off, right?
Yeah, we had similar. Like I broke my finger, and he actually broke his thumb, and we were basically going through it the same kind of time.
And you had teeth in your lips, all that stuff.
Yeah. But Nas, like I would say, Nas with that injury, he came back. I don't know. I think he came back probably 3 to 4 weeks earlier than he probably should have. And
scored a huge goal.
I remember he had wiring that was still in his thumb that was actually kind of coming out of his skin that he had to get removed at the end of the year.
Jeez.
So for him to play was really impressive.
You guys tell him there's just scar tissue to rub it.
Yeah. At that point, there was nothing you were pulling all the stops to be on the ice. So.
Yeah. That's amazing. All right, I think we got one more quick one for you here.
Oh yeah, there it is. Actually, they didn't like it when we did that. They didn't. They wanted the other way just because they didn't want anything to break. But I can't even describe that moment. In the room with the guys. There's only one reason to play the game, and for any guy playing, that's what you play for right there, to celebrate with the guys in the room at the Stanley Cup.
Absolutely, man.
No, it's awesome, dude. Well, we love watching you and your Abs team continue to do your thing. We're pumped to watch you play late into the spring, and thanks for hopping on here with us.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Cogs.